Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome back to another interesting video. It's actually not completely Chelsea related, but it's something that we need to talk about because obviously certain Chelsea fans talk about different managerial options perhaps next season. And this name, for some reason, ladies and gentlemen, I really don't understand why that's the case. But Xavi, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona manager Xavi, the legendary midfielder Xavi, he deserves a lot more respect. I don't get why he doesn't get his flowers. I mean, this particular manager took over from Barcelona in such a tumultuous situation, in a very frantic, in a very chaotic situation where Barcelona had to, they pretty much sold their soul. Like they had to do all of these levers, like trigger all of these levers. If you guys remember, yet another lever being triggered, this, that, the other. By levers, what I mean is they had to sell their TV rights, they had to sell their broadcast, like a whole heap of crazy stuff that went on. You guys can do a research on that. I did a video on this a long time ago. Xavi came in that particular situation, in that particular moment, and there was a lot of players that needed to be let go of as well because Barcelona's wage bill was unbelievable. They couldn't buy any more players because their transfer budget was eaten up with high wages and they needed to reduce the wages. So he took over from that Barcelona, which I think at that stage, Barcelona hadn't won a La Liga for like 3 seasons and they were really in a bit of a decline. He took over, brought in a philosophy, brought in a style of football that we all kind of know with Barcelona. And he did it with kids as well. There was a plethora of young players in the likes of Pedri, in the likes of Gavi, in the likes of, back then there wasn't, I don't think Alejandro Balda did probably feature during that time. Obviously now we're seeing Pau Kubarsi, I think that's his name. He's a sensational defender. Wins La Liga. Xavi wins La Liga in his second season. I think he came in the first season around November and still ended up coming second when Barcelona was on the decline. In the second season, which was the last season, ends up winning La Liga in a fantastic fashion. La Liga, honestly speaking, after Premier League, is probably the next best league. It is definitely stronger than the Bundesliga. There are a lot of good teams. In fact, if you look at the Champions League now, in the quarterfinals, I think there's 3 Spanish teams still available. Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Real Madrid. La Liga teams are not any Mickey Mouse teams, They're very, very good. And for Xavi to win the La Liga with, no Messi around. He lost Busquets this season as well, don't forget. Last season, Busquets was there, no problems. But bringing in players, generally free transfers, so that they don't have to spend that much money on transfer bill. He had to reconstruct that team and then impose that philosophy back in. Against a super team like Real Madrid, who's going out there and buying the best of the best. Atletico Madrid is no Mickey Mouse either. And La Liga always have like other strong teams in and around as well. So I don't get why Xavi, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't get his flowers, wins the La Liga, and even this season. Let's have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check this out. This is the La Liga table. Just because he had a patch of poor form this season, and all of a sudden Xavi is, people are sometimes comparing him with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Frank Lampard. People need to understand, Arteta he's not won anything yet, Arteta. As yet. Xavi's won the La Liga. This season, there was a moment where Barcelona were actually behind Girona, and I think might have even been Atletico Madrid as well. I'm not really sure, but definitely behind Girona. Now they're second. Last season, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona absolutely smoked the league, 88 points. Real Madrid. Season before that, when Xavi took over, that's the season when Real Madrid won the league title and I think the Champions League as well. Barcelona still came in second, and this is when, as I said, Xavi took over around November, and they were in the decline. And this game today that we witnessed, ladies and gentlemen, this game today against PSG, it was a beautiful game. I'm not sure if how many of you guys watched. I actually got to watch it. I've actually watched Barcelona at least for the last 3 games straight. I haven't been able to catch them too much this season all up. I did catch them a lot last season in their La Liga winning season. But this season, for the past 3 games, I've been watching them, especially this one against PSG. Love the way Xavi has set up. Away from home against PSG, I know a lot of you guys will say, but PSG is, they're not that great anymore. And no one seems to be great. It's still a top victory. Away from home, the way Xavi set up off the ball, on the ball. We as Chelsea fans, look at Pochettino. We don't seem to have any identity. We don't know what to do off the ball when we're defending. We don't know what to do on the ball. We don't know what to do in midfield. We don't know what to do in set pieces. We have zero idea all up. And our gaffer has actually said that. He's not really too keen on the tactical side of the game. Xavi, there was a clear plan. You can see what he was trying to do against PSG. Quite deep in defense without the ball, absolutely nullifying PSG. When getting the ball, trying to keep control in midfield and attacking quickly, counterattacks, trying to find space in the half spaces or in and around behind so that the wingers can have a very good game. Rafinha had a top game. Clear identity. Players with a plethora of technical ability all throughout the team. There was a distinct idea, a distinct philosophy. And all throughout, Xavi has also sprinkled in the youngsters, as I said. Yamil Lamal is another one who's been doing so well. But the one that's catching my eye at the moment is their CB. Pau Kubarsi, I think that's his name. So he's done an incredible job. I know he's not won against PSG as yet. It's only half time, but this is a big result. It's a huge result. Let's check what people are saying all around. Check this out. I found this so interesting, what Thierry Henry had to say about Xavi after the match. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen.
The club at the end of the season. What Peter said there about Xavi and maybe potentially the club pushing for him to actually stay, even though he already, end of January, announced that he would leave the club at the end of the season. Do you think that's a realistic possibility? And is it something that you would like to see the club do and pursue?
I don't actually know what's going to happen. Only Xavi can answer that. But all I was saying is at the time, from one day to another or 3 weeks to another, he didn't become a better coach than he was before. I always thought that Xavi was a good coach and he is a good coach. Obviously, when the results are better, like they are doing right now, everyone is saying now he needs to stay. A month ago, including some people here in our team, were saying he's got to go. No, this is not how you speak to a coach. This longevity matters. You can see it with Mikel Arteta for 2 years. Wasn't great at Arsenal. You give him time, he built something. Xavi already won the league, by the way, having saying that. But the guy just didn't change. Suddenly he's good. 3 weeks before, he wasn't good. Nothing has changed. It's also up to the teams and what you're doing. But what I'm seeing right now in the past 2 years, the amount of youngsters that came through with him, and he's not scared of putting them. When Klopp does it with Liverpool, everyone is like, oh, he's not scared to throw youngsters in. Xavi is the same. He was good before. He's still good. So now all the very best to keep him.
Beautiful. Beautiful what Henri said. Every single bit of that was fantastic. And I want to show you the team that played against PSG just quickly before we move on to the next sort of bits and pieces that I want to share in this particular topic. This is the Barcelona team. Rafinha, Yamal, Lewandowski, Frankie de Jong, Sergio Roberto, Gundogan, João Cancelo, Kubarsi, that's the one, man. Araujo, Kunde. And do you know what? Xavi had similar, just like all the other teams, he had all of these plethora of injuries. As I said, he lost Busquets earlier this season um, uh, to MLS, Miami, I think, Miami FC, where Messi plays. Araujo has been injured for a long time. I think Jules Koundé as well, in between, was injured as well. No proper DM, really. Sergio Roberto is not really a defensive midfielder. As I said, there was other youngsters as well. Alejandro Balda on the left side, he's been killing it. He's injured too. Pedri's been injured for a long time. He just came back. Gavi's injured. So it's been sensational. And his in-game management as well, for the past few games that I've been watching, it's been on point. As you can see, Xavi's subs were on point against PSG. They were losing 2-1 straight after halftime. Then Pedri came on. They got back a lot of the control. Pedri got an assist. 62nd minute. Came on in the 61st minute. A lovely assist from Pedri as well. What a beautiful ball in behind the defense. And Rafinha is a particular player that a lot of people were laughing about as well last season. And the season before, I think. And it was last season. Last season when Rafinha joined them. And this season, Rafinha is doing well again. Yeah, a manager having the ability to get the best out of the players they have. A manager who understands the strengths and weaknesses of their squad. Very important. This is what Vince said. Once again, spot on. Xavi's reading of the game and substitution is so good. Imagine how many points he has won for Barca with subs coming off the bench. Very underrated manager. As you can see, Christensen came on 76 minutes, 77-minute goal. Xavi Hernandez was spot on with his game plan against PSG. No need to obsess over ball possession. Stay calm and attack the space when they open up. Bringing on Pedri and Christensen when he did to regain control and balance in midfield. Love it. The disrespect from certain parts of the Chelsea fan base is mad. He's actually got, like, in this day and age, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, you need a manager that's got a set philosophy. You need a manager that is brave to play with the ball. Gone are those days of being pragmatic. That can only work to a certain degree. After that, you really need top, ideology. You need a top structure. You need to be able to be comfortable with the ball. And who better than Xavi, ladies and gentlemen? I think our midfield, if Xavi was to become a Chelsea manager, and I know this is a long shot, it's probably not going to happen, but I'm not against it if it was. Our midfield would be thriving under Xavi. Xavi was an unbelievable level of midfielder. He's a winner as a player, and he's actually won as a manager as well. And the knowledge he would pass on to our youngsters, I think it would be incredible. Xavi, in regards to Pau Kubarsi, is an incredible player. By the way, this centre-back, he's 17. I've now watched at least 3 of his matches. He's unbelievable for a 17-year-old. The level of maturity. And we can't even get the maturity from our, defenders who are not all that old. Like, for example, Desassi is like 25, 26. But I don't blame our defenders all the time. I mean, they are there to be blamed as well, no doubts about that. But when our manager doesn't really have a structure, a methodology to defend, well, it's going to be chaos. It's going to be chaos. Pau Kubarsi, an incredible player. He's been world-class. Guys, it's not normal for a 17-year-old to perform like that. I ran out of words to praise him. He's an exceptional level. He competes like an older player. It's just insane. It truly is. It truly is. The work Xavi has done with some of these young players, honestly, if our model doesn't change at Chelsea Football Club and it stays the way it is, you need to get a modern day manager. Someone who actually understands exactly what needs to happen with young kids, who can profile the kids better, who can understand the kids better as well, because they're modern day managers. They know what these kids need. And I think Xavi would actually relish the kind of talent that comes out from Cobham as well. Because Xavi works with a lot with the Barcelona academy players from La Masia. It's crazy. Xavi, in regards to Rafinha is exciting. He's really fantastic. If you see how he's pressing, always trying the best. I love his personality and he gives us a lot. His attitude is perfect, the way he presses. So, Xavi is not just about just possession-based football. He'll do the pressing. You have to do the pressing. At the same time, he'll defend with a proper structure. And the midfield, it's always there to control the game. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in regards to Xavi. Does he deserve a lot more respect? For me, I think a lot of people are they don't seem to rate him. I mean, who do you want? Like, I'm not saying let's bring in Xavi to Chelsea right away. All I'm saying is he should be talked about. He should be an option. With our project, the kind of project that we're doing, whether you like it or not, this is what the Chelsea owners want to do. He should be in the shortlist. 100%. Can work with the young players. Has a distinct philosophy. You don't need to go out there and give him, the 100 million players. He can get a lot more than he can get a lot more out of what we have than the manager that we have right now. No one seems to be good for us, apparently. Xavi is not good. Roberto De Zerbi is not good. Xavi Alonso, sure, you're going to win the Bundesliga, which is a big achievement, no doubts about that when you got Bayern Munich. But Xavi Alonso is more rated. Xavi's won La Liga as well, but he's not rated. We're not going to be getting the Jose Mourinhos. I would love a Jose Mourinho, but we're not going to get those kind of managers ever again. You're not going to get Ancelotti. We have to be realistic. Ruben Amorim is going to Liverpool, most likely. Got to be realistic. Who's out there as a solid option? So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in regards to Xavi. I think he's a very, very good manager. Very, very good manager. One that deserves a lot more respect. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, everyone. Take care. See ya. Bye.